Thumbs up.
Thumbs up means we are here to discuss how to live better.
I was gonna let you just carry that one through to the end, wherever it went.
Appreciate it.
Welcome to May 29th. Today, our topic is work is therapy.
Okay, I like it. Let's see what they say.
Seneca has a 4-word quote. Work nourishes noble minds. Okay, the word noble here is throwing me off slightly because I'm not totally clear on a definition for noble. Nobility is like kings and queens and
Pedestal type or something.
right, but noble is maybe more of like a quality of a mind, like I'm thinking the right way about things.
Yeah.
And so if my mind is tuned in a noble way, then work is a form of nourishment. Work nourishes noble minds.
Yeah. Is that all for him or no? Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. So that's very short.
Yeah, exactly. 4 words.
Yeah, so that's the relationship with work. That's such an interesting relationship. Because work as a job, I feel like there's difference there versus like work that is your not passion, but something that you're very super interested in doing. Not so then you say, well, shouldn't the job be also the thing that you're very interested in doing, or really all work should be kind of approached from that same perspective of work is like a good thing for the mind,
Right, because he's not saying
some specific work.
Yeah, he's saying it's nourishing. So even work that I maybe am not the most fired up about is also a form of nourishment. And then if I approach it that way, I'm more likely to enjoy it maybe. I'm more likely to even find the point of interest there.
Yeah.
And sometimes work feels like the opposite of nourishment, like this is injuring me. And in that case, it's like, okay, well, I have to change something. I have to change myself, or I have to change the situation that I'm putting myself in so that I can get to a place where work can actually be experienced as a piece of nourishment.
I like it that he puts it in the way of like it's all he puts it under the word work, and there's no distinctions between this type of work or that type of work, or this work I like, this work I don't like, this one I have to do, this one is my choice type of a thing, right? It's like no, all work. It's
Well, yeah, because they're really trying to help cultivate our indifference.
Yeah, like you get benefits from all work,
and
not
the benefit
just the
is
ones
actually
that we
in the
want to do.
variety of the work, because now I get to practice, oh, this work is pissing me off, oh, this work is really enjoyable, oh, this work I'm so bored by it. And then all of these different types of work are different situations that now I get to practice being indifferent towards, so that I'm okay with the situations that are being served up.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for some reason there's this like it feels like this is what I hear, and this is also on some level like I don't feel this that much anymore, but I used to feel this all the time, like this like work. Like it's this like the word work, and it's like work is what, exercise. It's the work as like making food. Work as going to the garden, pull weeds. It's all of these. So like there's this judgment on work. And I like that he is not judging which work that is. Just work, like pulling weeds, is also nourishing and rewarding. And I see that, right? So it's like all of these things, like cooking food, making that food. Like, yeah, when I make it, I go like, oh yeah, we did this. Like, it feels good, right? So there's something in there. Even though I have that relationship with this, like work equals big sigh or something. It's.
I don't think you're alone in that.
No,
and
I
he's
don't think
probably
I'm alone.
even.
No, I think the majority of people have this relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, it's funny because like, how did we get to that relationship with this? Like, we saw other people, like they might say, oh, I have to go to work, right? And then we got like, oh, the work is like this. Oh,
I think it comes from a deeper place than just learning it from like behavior that's modeled to us, because we're wired to conserve energy. We're wired to conserve our resources. And so then, therefore, it would make sense that the idea of work produces some sort of mental friction that I'm going to need to overcome.
That's a great point. Yeah, for sure. Because if we, like, that might be the mechanism of like work, like I have to go move and movement. Because what is work? Work is some sort of a movement of the mind or movement of the body. Somehow you extracting energy, you spending
effort, maybe, too.
you're spending energy on something, and the mechanism maybe in us, the mechanism to save your energy, to not to die of hunger, is kicking in all the time when we say work. But then you're gonna eat 3 pizzas after that. So it's like there's no. That mechanism is like, it's like it's still firing because biology changes so slowly,
right,
versus the surroundings changes so quickly that I can't. It's having a hard time to adjust to that.
Yeah,
I can totally see how that would be that. Like that seems like right on the money. It's like, oh wait, it's this actually internal mechanism. Yeah, because I want to blame myself to say, oh, why am I not more about like work? Yay! Like, right? Like,
because that would be you like teaching yourself how to do that over many years of this type of work, where you're like, this is good for me. I see the good results. I'm in this good feedback loop, but now I want to keep doing it. And now it's easy because it's a habit. So I don't have to spend so much time like forcing myself into it. Yeah. Like, but that's like years of building this infrastructure inside.
Well, I mean, but also like just looking at it differently at some point is the shift. If the switch goes to like, oh wait, I think that I can have a different relationship to work. It's not this. Like I can notice that, the body wants to feel this, like, oh, now I have to go effort something. But you can say, oh yeah, that's good. That's like, you're gonna eat food and replenish this energy you're gonna spend on it. Like this is it. It's okay that the mechanism fires, but still, do you go do it anyway?
Yes.
So that's almost like you beating your own thoughts, because your thoughts are saying, oh, I gotta go do this work. That's the first thought. And then the second thought is like, I don't want to do it or something, right? And so it's this like, oh, well, thank you for because I want to say to myself, like, screw you bad thought that came in that says the second thought that says, oh, you don't want to do it, oh, because maybe you're like lazy or something. No, it's this mechanism that fires in, like, no, protect your energy, save. And then now it gets to like, maybe it's not, you don't need to save. There's all these resources around, and understanding that, and all of a sudden like, oh, okay, I can go, like, oh, I feel it, but now I'm going to go do it. Yeah, that's fun. That could be something that can change. Anything else you got? No? It seems like you're opening it, so I guess not. Let's go.
Yeah, let's read Ryan.
Yeah.
Okay, he says, you know that feeling you get when you haven't been to the gym in a few days? A bit doughy, irritable, claustrophobic, uncertain. Others get a similar feeling when they've been on vacation for too long or right after they first retire. The mind and the body are there to be used. They begin to turn on themselves when not put to some productive end. It's sad to think that this kind of frustration is an everyday reality for a lot of people. They leave so much of their potential unfulfilled because they have jobs where they don't really do much, or because they have too much time on their hands. Worse is when we try to push these feelings away by buying things, going out, fighting, creating drama, indulging in the empty calories of existence instead of finding the real nourishment. The solution is simple and, thankfully, always right at hand. Get out there and work.
Get out there and work. Yeah. Because the work is not a bad thing. That's cool.
I like that Ryan is talking about the amount of work that one takes on. Because like my relationship with work is I do have a little bit of the fight before I start doing it, and with some things more than others, but I'm usually pretty good about getting myself to do something.
Even though
you
have it, and then you go like, okay, thank you, but I'm keep going through this.
And I think that was like from growing up in school and just like always wanting to have the best grade in the class. So it's like I want to turn in my homework assignment early if I can. So I practiced that a lot growing up of like, I don't really want to do this, but I'm going to do it because I'm going to turn it in and get a good grade.
So there is like a goal, and that goal helps you maybe going through that rough time of not wanting to do it. Is the like, I don't want to do it, so what's the goal? And you're like, well, I don't know. Well, then now it's really difficult to go to do it.
Yeah,
right? But if you go like, I don't want to do it, but I'm gonna do it because I want that thing that thing that this leads to or something. Now this mechanism is maybe like much easier to have that conversation with yourself.
Right. And I mean, even to just tie that point off with James Clear's approach to habit building, it starts with, who do I want to be? So I'm creating the distance between my current self and my future self, and now I want to stretch into that future self. And now I'm motivated because any habit that I create is within this context of this future that I'm trying to move more towards.
So goal setting has to be part of this somehow. In some way, not like you don't have to, you know what I mean? Like I see like how somehow like it doesn't have to be, but it's then the goal makes the journey easier.
Yeah, I have trouble with goals, and I have trouble with goals like
not like a long. I'm saying like goals in the way like it could be short goal, but go on.
Yeah, I'm just saying like I have a hard time structuring goals in a way that makes sense, or that I can stick with. You know, I'll get deeper into a project and realize, this goal that I had in mind for myself 2 weeks ago doesn't make sense because I got new information. So now I need to change the goal. But I'm starting to feel goals more like just like I want something. Like, yes, I want that. And I can feel a want inside. And I'm like, okay, that's what a goal feels like. Because sometimes I'll even set goals that I don't really want. Like they're not connected to that feeling of I want this. And then that's like a really screwy place to be in, because it's like, well, I have this goal, but I'm not like trying to go do something about it, but like I have a goal. So
someone told me I
had to have it, and it has to be smart, and so I need to do this.
But you're not connected to it that way.
Right, and so I've kind of had to throw that out and be like, let me just connect back to like the feeling of wanting something, and that has felt more, that's gotten me to the get up and go place more of like, gonna go do it. But I'm the type of person that I'm doing so much that I can feel overwhelmed, I can feel exhausted. I can feel really unfulfilled and scattered because it feels like I'm an inch deep and a mile wide on everything. And then there's this part of me that like wants to go out, like what Ryan's talking about. He's like, you know, we buy things, we go out, we do all these other things to avoid work. And then like part of that, there's a part of me that really wants all that stuff while I'm working. And I get all pissed off about the fact that I'm working because I'm like, oh, why don't I just like at a bar, like getting a drink or something. It's like a Thursday night or a Friday night or something. And I'm working on a writing prompt instead of, you know, going out and doing something fun. And so this is like a nice reminder to me of like, hey, I actually can make space for work, and like life full of work is a good thing. It has to be varied work. It can't be like I'm slaving away at the office and I'm neglecting my family. It has to be like different types of work. Like, yes, my job is part of it. And then, you know, I've always struggled with the kitchen, me having the kitchen responsibilities, because like I don't like to cook, but like, okay, like this, over the last few years, I've gotten like more comfortable with it. And I've included that in like, yes, this is part of my work. Okay, it's my work. And like the more that I'm able to embrace the stuff that I'm doing, instead of like fighting against it, like being all like, why do I have to do this? You know, like the more work I can actually get done. And I'm looking at it all.
So the less you fight with it, the more it feels like it's not work. Then.
It's not work, and I'm getting so much done.
So see how isn't it funny? Like how we say like it's not like, hey, when you do what you love, it's not gonna feel like work, right? And it's like, so isn't that's implied in there that work feels like poop, but why? But work. But I think that's the problem. We have this weird relationship with that word work. Where we say that's negative, that's bad. But no, it's not bad. That's actually the actions that we need to actually go perform in order to like just move everything forward in our lives. Like, and even though it's probably like a job, and you're like, well, I'm not moving my life forward. I'm moving somebody else's life forward. Well, yeah, but you get paid money for it. Therefore, it moves your life forward. So it's all connected to that action, to the let's go do the thing, you know? Yeah. And it feels right before we go do that thing, and then we get this feeling of like, oh, work, right? So interesting. That relationship with the work, I think that there's a big social issue.
It's hard to get it right.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of examples around us of people who have gotten it right. And by that I would just mean like they're doing a lot of work with a good attitude and like a robustness to them,
right,
you know,
they're
like
not workaholics.
They also know how to turn it off.
They're optimized.
Yeah, like there's not a lot of people out there. It just kind of seems like it's swinging from one end of like I'm gonna work 20 hours a day and never see my kids, to the other end of like I'm gonna play video games for 18 hours a day.
Right.
And so, and then there's a lot of people in the middle who are just like trying to get all of these things done and are always feeling behind in everything that they're doing.
Yeah.
And I've felt like that in the past, and will maybe feel that way again in the future. But like right now I feel like I'm embracing the work that's on my plate, and because of that, because I'm not fighting against it, I feel like I am like moving at its pace. Like I'm not rushing after it, like trying to catch up with all of the work that needs to get done. It's like, no, I'm here with the work. I'm enjoying it. It's challenging. There's some moments where like I want to quit or give up or something, but I have pushed through enough times that I know that I like pushing through. And so I'm
to
get to the other side. And so I'm okay with that feeling of I want to quit.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, people kill themselves over work, with not being able to get into a good spot with it.
Yeah, because it might swing, like you said, from I feel like I don't want to do it, to okay, well then I'm gonna do everything, right? Like it just becomes, it's like there has to be, and it's so interesting coming back to that balance, right? Like optimized balance is like that's a big part of this whole thing, like finding that pendulum being somewhat at its bottom and not swinging left and right like crazy, right? Finding and then how do you get the pendulum if it's swinging, right? Like how do we get it back down? Well, if you take the platform and start balancing it, it stops. You can, but yeah, the word balance. That's so interesting. That nothing of too much is a good thing.
Work nourishes noble minds.
Fun.
All right, that's all we got today. See you here tomorrow.